What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Thursday with a 5-game slate here tonight. And I get it broken down for you with 6 of my favorite plays on the slate. My money 6. So before we get going, slap up that like button if you're enjoying the content. They continue to bring these videos your way every single day. Again, let's try to get over 100 likes on this video. Thank you for all the likes on yesterday's video. The plays are pretty solid, especially with Towns. Doncic, he was 1 rebound away from a triple-double, and 1 assist away from a triple-double. And also KYRIE on the Nets, he got the double-double. It did get a little bit of a benefit due to going a double OT, but he didn't put up that many stats, honestly, in the overtimes. Like, he was still doing good before he even went to double OT, and he did get in foul trouble in the third quarter. So, like, it was kind of just, like, kind of canceling out the bad luck with the foul trouble with it going to OT, so he could finally get closer to like starter minutes. But overall, a pretty solid night. Drummond honestly had some tough luck with the rebounding total. Like, he only had 11 rebounds normally. In those kind of matchups, he's good for like 15 plus. So that kind of sucked. But overall, I'd say it was a pretty damn good night. But like I said, 6 plays for tonight's slate. Let's get into it. My first guy up is going to be KYRIE. He looked extremely good against Philadelphia last game out. I went for 62 drafting points. Also had a big game against Phoenix before at 61, 47. He's just been having some really solid games recently. And this is a pretty nice price tag, honestly, at 8,400 in a playoff atmosphere game, going against like James Harden, where I think he's going to want to put on a show again here tonight. In these close kind of competitive games, he's been getting a lot of minutes. Like, he had 40 against Philadelphia, 39 against the Bucks, 36 against Phoenix, 40 against Washington. That game did go to OT. Well, I guess both these games went to OT, so he was only getting like 35 minutes before that. But still, he's been playing a hefty amount of minutes. And like I said, this should be a competitive game. The spread's only like 1 point. I think KYRIE will be the best offensive weapon on the Celtics team, and he's been filling it up in other categories with like rebounds, assists, and also I think he can get a good amount of steals just based on how turnover prone a guy like James Harden can be. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first guy. I'm going to go with CLINT. The defense for the Celtics down low has been a little bit suspect over the last month or so. We saw Embiid go off last time against him. Just some of these guys, these like bigger rebounding guys, have been putting up some big numbers against them. Their rebounding total has been kind of going down a little bit. They've been allowing some more offensive rebounds. So I could see CAPELA, who's been really balling out the last 2 games, have another really good game here, like a huge double-double. And with James Harden and Chris Paul out, Harden's been chucking up a ton of shots. Like, he put up 35 shots against OKC, and this is a defensive situation or their scheme for the Celtics. So they try to limit you in the 3-point line and just kind of have you get some like 2-point buckets. So they're hitting the Celtics try to hit their threes and make you get 2. So they're just like winning that kind of turnover with the points. And that kind of leads it more to being a CAPELA kind of game, I think, where they just kind of give them the easy alley-oops, make them struggle the 3-point line, and then CAPELA can get some more rebounds due to the missed shots. So it's 7,700, like the price tag. I think he'll have another big double-double here in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy. I'm going to go with Jimmy Butler. This is a really tough matchup for the guys of Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, where that rim protection is so good with Gobert, where I could see them struggling, and it can be more of a Jimmy Butler kind of game. I mean, this one game against Utah this year, he went absolutely off, 12 for 15 in that game. Super efficient, so there's no reason for them not to go back to him in this kind of situation here, where he was able to drop 45 DraftKings points. So we get him at a nice little value, even considering how well he's been playing recently. 37, 38, and 41 DraftKings points the last 3. And these games are blowouts as well, so he didn't even get his full complement of minutes. So I think this game should stay fairly close. Both teams around that kind of same. They've kind of been playing the same kind of like above average kind of basketball, where I think they should have a pretty competitive game here. I think Butler will be honestly the biggest benefactor of this matchup with the tough defense against Embiid and also that rim protection against Ben Simmons, who's just kind of, his offense is really limited to the paint kind of game. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in Jimmy Butler there as my third guy. And then I'm going to go with Buddy Hield. This is really tough to find like really good value in this Kings team because everyone's kind of priced up. Like De'Aaron Fox, he's at 8,000. Cauley Stein's at 6,600. So they're kind of bumped up to their upside almost. But Buddy Hield, I think he is the most upside on his price tag. I mean, he's having some big games recently, 56, 43, and 39, 3 out of the last 4. He's definitely risky, probably a little bit more GPP, but this is a solid matchup, especially with the guy like LeBron James out, who honestly is probably a big communication guy on their defense, so that could kind of throw their defense out of sorts a little bit, meaning Buddy Hield had some easier looks on the three-point line, and he did have a really tough game against the Lakers, their first game, so I could see him trying to bounce back in this one, and he's coming off a really tough game against the Clippers last night, so he's due for a nice bounce back here. He's been shooting the ball a ton recently, like 18 shots in just 26 minutes, 18 shots against the Pelicans, 24, 25, so his usage rate is really solid, and this game should be high scoring, back and forth, and Buddy Hield, I think, will have the best kind of value game on this Kings lineup. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fourth guy. I think we're going to get to the value with LeBron James out. Brandon Ingram doesn't seem like he's priced up considering that LeBron is going to be out. But we saw last year without LeBron, we saw Brandon Ingram kind of be that like 1A, 1B guy in the offensive end with Kyle Kuzma. So I think Ingram will be able to get maybe a few more rebounds without LeBron, some more assists, as he'll have the ball in his hands a little bit more, kind of running those ISOs. With Lonzo Ball, he's kind of limited still on his offensive game. He doesn't have that full kind of package where he can just take it by himself. Normally, he's just kind of just trying to be a facilitator. So I think they're going to run the offense through Brandon Ingram, probably primarily, and then kind of hit Kuzma on those pull-up kind of shots, maybe a few in the post. But I could see Brandon Ingram kind of be that go-to guy in the offense. So at 5,800, really nice value here. Going against the Kings team that really struggles against every position defensively. So I think Brandon Ingram's going to have a good game here. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fifth guy. Then for a value guy, like I said, LeBron James out. So Josh Hart could definitely see a few more shots. At 4,300 here, he looks like he's kind of pressed up more for the LeBron kind of situation. And I think he'll be able to get around 30-plus minutes, honestly, in this game. We saw last year, Josh Hart, he was having some really solid games. And he's definitely a good rebounding shooting guard. So with LeBron James out, he was pretty much like the top rebounder on the Lakers. So just some more rebounds that could go the way of Josh Hart and Brandon Ingram, like I said. So 4,300, some more possible shots. Really good matchup against the Kings. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy, the money six. So you got KYRIE Irving, Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield, CAPELA, Ingram, and Josh Hart. A little bit of a balanced approach on the slate because there is some risky games here, like this Milwaukee game we saw them against the Knicks on Christmas. That game wasn't too competitive, and that could easily be a blowout again in Milwaukee there. So a guy like Giannis could only play like 3.5 quarters in that game. And then we got a game like in Golden State. I honestly could see that game being a blowout as well. I mean, the Warriors got embarrassed on national television to the Lakers, and now they're going against a struggling Trailblazers team that isn't very good on the road. So, I mean, like, I'm kind of thinking in my head where I'm kind of afraid to attack those games. Probably more GPP there. Like, if I'm trying to attack games, it's definitely going to be that Lakers-Kings game. Some little value possibly in that 76ers game. And I think this Rockets-Celtics game can definitely stay close and be competitive with the likes of Irving, CAPELA kind of being my favorite two guys that pay for it in that game. But that is it for the Money 6. Hope you enjoyed. Like I said, drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to get these NBA DraftKings picks every single day. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing with your life? Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and get alerted every time I upload so you don't miss out on the video. So good luck. Also, follow me on Twitter for any updates on the plays. If Jimmy Butler kind of breaks his fingernail before the game and he's out, then I'll have to update, something like that. But good luck, and we'll see you back here again next time.